Spectrum Athlete Spotlight by First Alert 4.
She's always been a competitor. She's always, out there doing what it takes to win. She absolutely loves the sport, and her passion shows.
It's Monday, October 14th, senior night here at Pattonville High School, and the day Reagan Nelson will earn her 2000th kill for her career.
It's always exciting to talk about numbers with her because as soon as she finds out that there's something within reach, she's going for it. At the beginning of the season, we really had no idea that this was even a possibility for her, and then as soon as she started rolling, we just happened to Google it and look up, see what the record was, and when she looked at me and she goes, "I'm getting it." I said, "Let's go."
I think I'm always striving for the best, obviously, but I never want to get too ahead of myself, and I think putting yourself in the ability to make mistakes and still grow, because if you think you're the best, you're not going to make mistakes.
What got you into playing volleyball?
I kind of just followed in my family's footsteps of being athletes and things, and just watched my sister grow up, and she played all sorts of sports, and so it really got me into it. And she's right-handed, and she really taught me how to play, and so watching her play with her right hand, I just took after her traits. And my dad's right-handed, he played basketball, so the only sport that I play right-handed is volleyball, but basketball and every other sport I play left-handed.
I think she was about 6 years old, and I was actually working with her older sister, and she came up to me in a practice and kind of tugged on my arm sleeve and said, "Hey, what can I do?" And it was the cutest thing, and so I said, "Well, this is what your platform looks like. Now go pass the ball 100 times against the wall." She'd come back about 5 or 6 minutes later, "Okay, now what can I do?" And she was a sponge, and she still is.
Every year, Reagan has led the Pirates in aces, kills, and digs, holding 3 career records in all 3 categories. She even holds the school record for most kills in the match and a career total of 2,143 kills. Even with her success on the court, she values her record of personal development on and off the court.
I tend to call myself a player that was just very in my head. I was very, very much focused on myself as a person when I was about 14 years old, as most 14-year-olds are. But if you really want to grow in the game and you want to expand and you really want to have leadership traits, you have to look outside of that and you have to look at your team as a whole. And I think being in high school and having a good coach that really helped me pave the way for my mental game, and having really good coaches just my whole life that showed there's a bigger perspective to the game, and you could be having the worst game of your life, but the girl next to you could be having the best, and it's not about you, because if we're still winning, then it doesn't matter,
And here she's worked a lot on communication and leadership, and it's been really fun watching her grow with that, her communication, and how can she build her teammates up? How can we lead everybody to be better? She has actually challenged me as a coach of okay, how can I challenge her in practice? Instead of just coming into practice and saying, "Okay, here's what we're doing, go do it." It's more of okay, how can I challenge her to make her better? And everybody, and not just single her out.
2,000 kills. With this accomplishment,
Reagan looks to further her volleyball career at Southeast Missouri State University.
What made me want to stay is honestly just being able to go home to my family and knowing that my parents are going to be able to come to every game, because they're the people that have gotten me here today. I wouldn't be able to be here and go to all those club practices and these high school games without my parents. I love my coaches down at SEMO. I'm very excited to play with my future teammates. It's a very, very loving community and program.
What's one thing that Coach said to you that stuck with you throughout your career?
The game is just not all about you, and that's okay. We're all here for the same common goal, and I think that's what makes volleyball so special, knowing that you have other people there with you to cry, to cheer, to celebrate. Having all of those people around you is a really big deal, and so knowing that the game is just not just one player and not just one coach, not just one teammate, it's a really big part of the game, and it takes a lot of teamwork.